How's that? Is that better? Is that better? No glare? Huh? Yeah, I think we're alright. Now, leaving this in on purpose. Come on, guy. Of course, really? Right in my face still, dude. Unbelievable. Come on. Part of the process, people. This is what happens. This is the stuff you don't see behind the scenes because it ain't great to see. That's why you don't see it. Good enough. Good enough for what we're doing. Not a big deal. So, Mr. Red, Mr. Yellow, and Mr. Pink. Mr. Red asks, hold on, this is, oh man, I gotta catch my brother. Give me a second. Ooh, this poor guy. He asked me to listen to a song a year ago, and I told him I would put it on the list, and I completely forgot about it. It must have got overlooked with all the suggestions that were brought onto the channel, all that. And look, this is the perfect example of why being honest will bring you some hate, right? But this is a perfect teachable moment. Perfect teachable moment for you, sir. Check this out. Rough. He doesn't like my opinion, but that's okay. You're not supposed to love everything. That's all right. Hey, I told you what it was. I said it was a mellow Led Zeppelin-esque rock song. Sir, there's nothing Led Zeppelin-esque about this song at all. I think you're out of your mind. Having said that, I'm not a Led Zeppelin fan, or however you say the band's name. I've only heard a couple of songs, but I don't think it sounds anything at all close to Zeppelin. However, if you're a fan of theirs, maybe you can disagree, and whatever it is, and it's cool. See, this is the other thing too, is you need to understand it's okay in 2020, Mr. Red, to agree to disagree. That's all right. You're not everybody is gonna love everything you do. If you're doing gameplay like I looked on your channel and I saw you were doing, as you can see from this right here, APB sucks. I go on your channel and I see what the deal is here. And, you got gameplay going on. Some people are not gonna like your gameplay. And you know what? Too bad for them. That sucks for them. But you do it the way that you do it, and nobody else can do it like you. And that's what's important, that you're bringing something into the world that somebody else is not capable of doing, because you have your own unique perspective and unique way of doing things. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everybody is a starfish or whatever it is that people say, right? And I'm not going to tell you that you can get 1 million followers following these sets of rules. However, there are some things that will help. But let's continue on with this comment, just because I want to use this as a teachable moment, as I said already. It's not like this is a single or something. It's an album closer. Okay, well, I didn't. Even if it is an album closer, sir, I mean, the lyrical content doesn't really hold up. You gotta at least give me that. Maybe not. Maybe you enjoy it. Or maybe there's a deeper meaning behind this song where the rest of the album needs to be heard to make sense. That's entirely a possibility. You got the sound card. Do you believe this? I can't even put a sentence together. It's not like a single album. It's a single album. Oh my god, this is terrible. This is the worst video I could possibly make to try to help somebody to understand how to do well on YouTube. Is don't mess up everything that you say out of your face. Or maybe you should. You know why this is important, and I'm keeping this one? Because I want people to see that, just like you, I'm a regular person. And a lot of people on YouTube like to make their content perfect, professional, That's great. However, the only issue I have with that is nobody sees the growth part of it. Nobody sees where they think you all wake up one day and you got 1 million subscribers on your channel and everybody loves you and everything is great, and you don't get to see the build of how did this person figure out what content did they enjoy making, how did they figure out how to connect with the people. I'm still trying to figure all that out. So, I mean, I'm sure there are other people that can give you better advice than me, but as somebody that's trying to, figure this thing out myself, I'm all for trying to give a little friendly advice and help out anybody else who is trying to do this in whatever capacity that you're doing it in. It's not like this is a single or something, it's an album closer. I'd probably recommend something mellower because you're not a big metal guy. You got the Soundgarden part correct, as the band was influenced by the early 80s Soundgarden. As for the singer, yeah, he is a metal god. That's not up for debate. It's already happened. Award winning lyricist, also. What? Get the fuck out of it. Award winning? For what? Please, please. Integrity 101. Send me the song that he won the award for. I'd love to read the lyrics to it. I really would. Having said that, though, where my lyrical bar is, I don't give out awards, and if I did, people would probably hate the show because, I'm a stiff, right? So it's a good thing that I'm not the one handing out awards to everybody. I can understand you not being in the mood for a long, mellow song, but the hate seems like a little overkill. Also, the song was written by 2 guys and performed by 5 band members, not 9 guys. Well, I was joking. I was joking when I said it was written by 9 people because on the bottom it said written by, and there were 9 names that were written down there. That was supposed to be a joke. See, sometimes what happens is you make a underhanded joke and people don't think it's funny. Especially not about their favorite band, dude. They're not happy about it at all. But that's okay. That's alright. That's alright. Look, man, you know what? I'll answer that person's comment later on. Right now, we're doing this. I mean, look, we're all not going to agree. You would be surprised. Well, not really. You'd be surprised. I'm actually surprised whenever I get a nice comment. When somebody says something nice to me, I'm almost shocked every single time. I can't believe it. I feel like it's important for you to be consistent. Did I say that already? I probably did. Well, just in case I didn't, let's go over the small rules of things that will help you to grow your channel. You pick a day out of the week and you pick a time in a day. Let's say you pick Wednesday, 8 p.m. That would be the day that you release your content. That's the best way for you to start to grow an audience, is when people know when to expect to see new content up on the channel, because the last thing they want to do is subscribe to a channel where the releases are sporadic. I know mine have been sporadic lately, as I'm giving you advice that I don't take myself, but the reason for that is because I have so many plates spinning at once, and that's the other thing I'm going to get to as well. But for now, be engageable with your audience. If people are commenting, even if it's not a nice comment, I'm not saying don't be like I was at a point where you're arguing with people in the comment section because you all don't agree. You're not supposed to agree with everybody. It's just not supposed to happen. Look, I do a show called the UKNJ Project with a friend of mine from England, reactor, motivational speaker, BCHQ. Me and this dude don't agree on damn near everything, but that's what I like about him. I like the fact that there's somebody out in the world that I could talk to, and we have a difference in opinion on certain things. And a lot of those things, some of them are political, some of them aren't political. But the point is that it's healthy to keep people around you who have a difference of opinion than you, because the last thing you want is a bunch of people that are yesing you to death because they think that that's what you want to hear. You're not going to grow like that. You're not going to grow like that. I mean, sure, you might, but you'll be stagnant after a while. If that's the right word, I have no idea. It's gonna happen. And that is what I think. But to answer your question, is um, when did you start picking up on YouTube? Honestly, when I started doing reactions, that's when I started to pick up. Nobody gave a shit about my live streams. I mean, sure, there were some people that were cool enough to subscribe off of that alone because they like the fact that it's honest conversation and I lend my opinion on things that I really probably shouldn't talk about. Given the current climate of how angry everybody is all the time. But I feel that it's very important for there to be honest voices. One of the things that I love to do in a live stream is, I talk to the people when they come in, and a lot of times, like, Jarhead is a person, for example, who him and myself, we don't agree on a lot of stuff politically, but he still comes into the chat and we all talk and we have a good time because we don't have to all agree on everything. But that's important too. You got to know, what do you want to do? That's the question. What do you want to do? Do you want to play games? You should play games if that's what you want to do. But if like looking at your channel right here, if there was one complaint that I have is, well, let me make sure this is all of your videos. Oh, you see that? I would have, okay, so best of my stop motion. Let's check that out. That's still pretty cool that you could do this. I like that. That's pretty cool. But I see you got a lot of gameplay on here. I mean, I think a great thing for you to do would be to pick a game and do an entire playthrough. If that's something that you would be into doing. I see you got a little bit of everything here. It seems like you're trying to find your voice. So if gameplay is something that you're looking to do, I say do it. I say do it. You want to do gameplay, do gameplay. You could do Minecraft if you wanted to. You could do all this. Doom would be a great one. I have not played that one yet. So, I mean, I don't have it here either. I hope that the PlayStation Network, puts it out. That would be nice. But I'm sure they won't. I mean, that game is worth it, though. I have it for the 64, But I'm saying, dude, if you play a game, a playthrough, I think you could get some people that way. And then, are you gonna go on mic? Because I noticed that in your videos you're not on a microphone. Now I'm not saying that it's mandatory. You don't have to. I don't think to gain subscriptions. I think people would show up for the gameplay, but eventually I wouldn't be surprised if people do start to ask out of curiosity, like, well, can you work? Can you work on a mic? Can you speak? Are you too nervous? I think people will be curious. But that's entirely up to you. I don't want to force you into thinking that you have to do something. So if you're not comfortable with getting on a microphone, then the gameplay itself should be enough. And I mean, I was actually considering doing gameplay on this channel as well because I'm terrible at games, and I think people would probably get a kick out of watching somebody try to pull it together who hasn't been, like, I just got a PlayStation just recently. I just got it. So I'm learning the buttons, and I have Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a terror to try to play when you're new to everything. So I got a couple other games. I got really into Middle Earth Shadows of War, I think it's called. I don't care for that movie at all. I think it's against the Lord of the Rings. I think it's for. I'm not for it, but this game is awesome, dude. It's really fun to play and it's very difficult. I just got past Act 1 and whew, man, that final with the dragon and the guys leading the siege and the cat, it was a nightmare, dude. I almost didn't make it. Die a few hundred times, but it's a fun game because figuring it out and watching the story and all that is pretty fun. I enjoy it. But to answer your question, the reactions is what started the build on the channel. Now, I'm resentful of that. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm resentful of that because I feel like anybody could do reaction videos and but see, the difference is I'm not just doing a run of the mill reaction video though. I changed the formula a little bit. I decided to do something different. I took a look at what was going on and I saw that there were people that were doing reactions. And I noticed one thing that all of them had in common. The over the top, I'm jumping out of my chair. Holy shit, this is the craziest thing I ever heard in my life, dude. I can't take it. They're all jumping out of their chair and they're running around the room and they're going crazy, man. And I'm not for all that. I'm not for all that. As you could tell, I was going to run around my chair and then I realized that the chair is too close to the desk, so I can't really run around it. And if I did, I'd probably trip over my own feet and fall on my face anyway. And then with my luck, that would be the thing that goes viral all over the damn internet. I watch a lot of comedians. And I have to tell you, a big part of success on the internet is two parts. It's one part hard work, and the second part, unfortunately, is dumb luck. Sometimes you get lucky. You get lucky. That's all that there is that you can do. Like, I'll show you some of the most successful videos on my channel. Will go by views. Look at this, dude. The most successful video on my channel is 6,179 views. That's not a lot in comparison to other people, but it's worth something, dude. I mean, at least all these are at 1,000. What can you do? I got wrapped up in the numbers game. I suggest you don't do that. The reason why, look, it feels good when somebody subscribes because then you say to yourself, well, then I must be doing something right. Or maybe not. Who knows why? But the point is, don't let the numbers drive your content. Let your content drive the numbers. You have to enjoy what you do first and foremost, because if you don't, people are going to see through that. I don't think people want to watch somebody be miserable on a YouTube channel. If playing games is what makes you happy, then that's absolutely what you should do. And the people will come. The people will come. Look, dude, I've been doing a podcast for almost 2 years, and it's still growing. It's nowhere near what it could be, but it's more already than I've expected. If this channel doesn't grow to another subscriber from where it is now, this is already more than I could have ever expected it to be. That's what I want you to understand, is about having a good time. It's not, you can make yourself feel bad if you want to. I mean, well, how come I don't have more numbers? My content is better than, some of these other YouTube creators, not going to mention names. But, I mean, I personally feel that some of the videos that I do, because of the authenticity that is attached to them, is better than, or whatever the word is, because some reason is doesn't seem like it would fit there. Can you give me the definition of is, please? I don't know what, is it are? My videos are better, right? That sounds slightly better. Some of my videos, because of the authenticity, are better than other videos from certain YouTubers because they're not real. But that's their business, right? I try not to compare myself. I don't look at numbers anymore. Yes, I do. Who am I lying to? I look at them all the time, but I don't let them drive my content. I forgot for a long time that I'm supposed to be in here enjoying myself, and instead I allowed myself to get wrapped up in the numbers game. I don't want to see you do that. I don't want to see you do that. As a matter of fact, you know what, dude? Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Now you got 5 subscribers. How come the number didn't change? Come on now, don't mess with this kid. Don't do it to me. That better say 5. Damn right. Damn right. There you go. Now you got 5 subscribers. And count me in. To tell you the truth, I'm not interested in Fortnite, but I want to see your journey. I want to see you grow. So, here we are. This is what we're doing. Have a good time. That's what's important. Don't let the numbers drive you. Be consistent. Put a video out whenever you're going to do it. You pick a day. Or however many. Look, when I first started doing this, I was putting out 4 videos a day, which is crazy. I wouldn't recommend it because what's going to wind up happening, possibly, maybe not, maybe your story will be different, but what wound up happening for me is I started getting burned out. Because it's like always, all day, I'm on and I'm in here. Like you see a 20-minute video, but I mean, this is all trying to plan and, I play the damn thing and I just speak my mind, dude. That's all you could do. That's all you could do. I wish I had better advice for you other than stay consistent. Don't let the numbers drive your content. And decide whether or not you want to be on the microphone. Even if you choose to be on a mic and not on a camera, if that's what you choose to do. I'm not saying that it's mandatory. It isn't. But if you ever want to plug your channel, dude, I don't care how many subscribers you got. You can come on my show. I'll talk to you. We could figure it out. If you would like to, I mean, I will send this message over to BCHQ, or I'm sure he might be watching. There's a chance that he's probably watching this now. And I would say, if there's any advice that you may have for Mr. Red, if you want to post, you brought up a topic here that I think this would be a perfect thing to discuss on the UKNJ project in the upcoming week. And a lot of this is confidence too. Take a look at me. I am a mess, right? But I don't let that stop me. I know what I sound like. I know everybody thinks of... Take a look at my comment section. You're going to read all kinds of nonsense. Be who you are. Don't let other people bully you. Don't let other people bully you into being somebody that you're not. If this is what you do and this is what you enjoy, then you enjoy it. That's it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares, right? So you will grow if you stay consistent and you do those things. Stay active in your comment section or ignore it completely. Those are the only 2 ways about it. Either you're active in your comment section and you interact with people there, or you ignore your content, your comment section altogether, and you leave it alone. Some people work better that way, where they don't want to interact because some people are negative. There's a lot of trolls on the internet that are going to tell you to kill yourself and all kinds of shit. Don't listen to them people. A lot of people that leave you bad comments, they're just in a bad space in their life right now. And, it makes them feel better a little bit to rag on somebody, and then when they get that response back, it's a rush for them. But you would be surprised how many comments I've responded to, like, dude, it wasn't meant, I didn't like a song, it wasn't meant to be personal, I'm sorry you took it that way, or whatever it is, You'd be surprised the amount of people that would answer back Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Just having a bad day. I didn't mean to take it out on you. It wasn't personal. You gotta leave a little bit of room for human error. It's gonna happen. But those would be the things that I would suggest for you to do. You know, I'm still growing. I don't know if I'm gonna grow anymore. But if not, this is already bigger than I could have expected. The other thing is a big deal. Set goals for yourself. Do you have a certain amount of videos that you want to get done in a month? Or maybe you need to set a timer. Do you find that you're getting too wrapped up in your games? Maybe you set a timer for an hour. You limit yourself to an hour of playtime for the channel. That way you don't wind up, getting consumed, because this could very well, before you realize it, you're in a room all day and you're talking into thin air and nobody knows what happened. People are filing a missing persons on you, and meanwhile you've been in the room the whole time making videos. Nobody knows what's going on. You also got to maintain a personal life outside of whatever it is you're striving for. Don't allow it to run your whole life. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to build up something, build a community, all that kind of stuff. But it's important that you take time for yourself to unwind a little bit, not always have to be on. While I come in here and I'm honest and I myself, I don't put an act on. As I see why people do, it makes it easier to separate the two identities. Instead of when you do what I do, you find yourself always trying to figure out where the line is between what is content and what's personal. Well, I've found that don't throw on other people under the bus. I know this is obvious and you probably already know this, but I just want to tell you, because we live in a backwards world these days. If somebody wants to come on your channel and talk about something, cool. But if a situation happens in your life, I wouldn't involve all of that into this. Right? What I mean is, if you get into an argument with somebody. Hey, Kevin! Yeah! Can you give me your roll of toilet paper? Yeah. See, look, I'm gonna. This is what it is. Sometimes you be in the middle of a video and somebody asks for toilet paper. You gotta do it. I forgot to restock it in here. Yeah, I think so. Why is it blue? I don't know. I just pulled it out of the closet. See that? Now that would normally be cut out of a regular person's YouTube video, but for the sake of the argument of what I'm trying to make here, I'm going to leave it in because I want you to see that it's not all perfect. That's what's important here. So, just to recap, I'm going to bring this up to BCHQ. He's probably watching this. I probably mentioned that already. This is a great topic to cover on next week's show. So, if you're interested in getting advice from a couple of nobodies, then next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. British Time, you can head over to the UKNJ Project on YouTube, and because we do a live stream every week. It's normally movie reviews, but we're doing a bit of a podcast style show for a little while so that we can, get some of these technical difficulties squared away. But I feel like it would probably be better if I can give you some advice with somebody else that is also doing it, because then you get two perspectives instead of just one where I'm sitting here and scrambling, because he has double the subscriptions that I have anyway. So, since we're on the topic, let's go take a look. Check this out. See that? 1.53 thousand he has. But see, this is the other thing too. I want you to see this. He has almost 2,000 subscriptions. Take a look at that number right there. 3. Oftentimes, what you will see is your subscriptions don't match the number of people that are watching. That's going to happen. According to marketing and business from people that I know that work like real jobs, it's not a surprise for you to only have like 25% of the people that actually subscribe to your channel watch your content. I'm not sure why that is or how it doesn't happen, but it happens. So, yeah, there's that. So let's recap real quick, half hour into this nonsense. Consistency. Pick a day out of the week and a time in a day. How many videos would you like to do? That's what you got to find out. How long do you want a video to be? Because you're doing gameplay. It's not like other things where, you could do a 10-minute, 15-minute to an hour video. You could do however long that you want. Live streams are great. Maybe think about, there's a thing called StreamYard. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but if you're not, StreamYard it's basically like Zoom. It's a Skype. How many different companies you're gonna name? If this dude doesn't know what that is, that's not very helpful to him. Well, that's true. That's a good point. StreamYard is a streaming service that you can use, that you can connect multiple platforms at once. So, as an example, I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, don't quote me on this, not 100% sure, but I think you would be able to stream to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and maybe other platforms all at the same time. So you can have one thing and you can broadcast it on a few different places, which may help you to grow your audience, especially because they'll be able to come in and see in real time. I'm not sure what your internet connection is like or if that's even something you're interested in doing, but it might be worth looking into, especially if you're going to be doing gameplay, unless you find it to be more comfortable as something and you would rather do not live, edit it together, and then post it. But I have a lot more questions, before I can really give you any advice. So, I already said, pick a day, pick a time, right? You set goals for yourself. Make them obtainable, though. You know what I mean? Like, this week, I would like to do, I'll set a goal for myself. I would like to do at least 1 hour of gameplay for my channel. You may say to yourself, it's entirely possible. So you set that goal. It's an obtainable goal. You can't control if 1 million people are going to subscribe to your podcast or to your channel or not. You can't control that. All you can control is the quality of what you give the people from when they show up. That's what's important. That's it. So, consistency. Decide what you want to do. Make a plan. Take a little bit of time to think about it. You don't need to rush into this. The beautiful thing about starting out is that there's no pressure at all. There's no pressure, dude. So there's only people will give you a chance to work the kinks out. It's all right. Everybody goes through it. We all do it from time to time. We got to figure out how things work. You're going to have some hiccups along the road. That's okay. It's part of the process. So don't get upset at yourself if that happens. You're going to be fine. Look, I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and I'm still trying to find my footing, dude. I'm not in love with a lot of things that I posted on this channel, but I post them because I feel it's important for people to see that it's a journey, dude. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You can't run all the way there. You gotta allow yourself to build up and do what makes you comfortable. For me, talking about things that are going on in my life is therapeutic to me. So I decided to go the podcast route. Playing video games is something that you seem to like to do, so that would be good for you. I'm hoping that this short video helped you in some way. Unfortunately, reactions are a big deal. I'm not telling you to go and get into reactions because then that's what people are going to expect of your channel. And that's the other thing, too. Do you really enjoy playing video games? Because if you don't, then I wouldn't suggest doing that on your channel just to grow an audience. Whatever it is that you like to do that on your channel. Because you gotta have a passion for what you do. Otherwise, there's no sense in it. You're gonna hate it every day, and you're gonna walk past the room that your computer is in, and you're just gonna scoff at it and just keep going. You don't want that to happen. You want to wake up with excitement in the morning because you wanna get to this and you wanna do it after work, whatever the situation is, whatever it calls for. So I hope this helped a little bit. You know, I'm sorry, dude. I wish I had better advice. I wish that I could put a video together that, it seemed to make more sense, but I want you to see I'm a regular dude just like you. I'm a regular dude just like you. I'm figuring out the ropes as I go. But if I can help some people along the way, that's great. If you come to a place where you find that you want to, I'll plug your channel, dude, if it will help. But you gotta let us know what you plan on doing. If you want some help trying to figure it out, we can try to help you. But ultimately, all this stuff is your decision of what you want to do. So be consistent. Enjoy yourself. That will shine through on the channel. People will see it. If you have a good time, chances are people will have a good time watching you. Some of my favorite things that I enjoy are, when I listen to podcasts or I watch stand-up comedians, seeing that they enjoy what they're doing is part of the fun because I know they're having a good time. That makes me feel more comfortable in being able to laugh and have a good time too. So, and look, you're not going to love everything that you do. I'm sure in a year from now, if I look back at majority of the videos on my channel, I'd be embarrassed by them. But it's part of the journey. You have to find your voice, and you don't have to rush. You don't have to rush to find your voice. You work through it, you'll get there eventually, man. Don't worry about it. You will find your audience. There's many people in the world, and we all got a lot of time on our hands anyway, so there's not really where we off in a rush to. Don't worry about it. Take it slow. Enjoy yourself. Figure it out. What do you want to do? If you want to get into a bit of a conversation about this, you can message me if you want at Laughing Birds Pod on the Instagram. I mean, I'm on the Twitter as well, but I don't. Twitter is a dark place, dude. That's the other thing too. Social media is a tool, and it's a helpful tool at that. But don't get wrapped up in it. You know what I mean? But this is something I would like to expand on more when I got somebody else to help bounce my thoughts off of here. But I hope that this helps. I probably didn't even want to have given you any advice really, other than anything that you've already read in other places. But all right, the last thing that I'm going to tell you is you can read 100 articles, dude. Nobody can teach you how to be yourself. And arguably the mild success that I have had is because I am myself. Nobody can teach you. Joey Diaz said this, that the most valuable thing that you can bring to the table is yourself. What makes you unique and your thoughts and feelings on things and the way that you do it is different because only you can do that. Only you can do that. Sure, there might be a million people that play games, but you do it specifically the way that you do, and that in and of itself could be interesting to some people. So don't be in a rush to be like everyone else either, dude. Be comfortable in what you're trying to do and allow it to grow. Don't be mad that it isn't growing more. But like any success that is worth having is worked for. If you get it overnight, chances are it's not going to last long. The road is supposed to be long for a reason, because it gives you time to plan and strategize and figure it out. And some people are gonna love you and hate you along the way, but that's part of the journey, man. Hopefully you see what I'm trying to say. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I don't have all the answers, but I'm learning, and that's what's important. And I'm enjoying doing it as well. I couldn't put myself in a box with reaction videos, so I decided to go about them a different way, and I have the podcast as another outlet for me to be able to do that. And then doing that gave me the ability to work with, people like BCHQ, a guy that lives halfway across the country that I would have never met in my life if I wasn't doing this. So you're gonna meet people, you'll probably make some friends. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be around each other forever. Some people stay, some people go. Well, now, what am I giving you life lessons here? What the hell? You get what I'm trying to say, hopefully. Most importantly, enjoy what you're doing. Secondly, let the build come. It will eventually. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Look, not everybody is meant to be a YouTube sensation. I just happen to call myself that because I think it's funny to make it seem like I'm a bigger deal than I actually am, even though I know that I'm not. I think that's a funny thing to do. But I'm just being silly. So, it's what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta find different ways to entertain yourself occasionally. These are the things that you gotta do. That's why I give myself dumb little nicknames like the YouTube sensation or the one take kid. It's absolutely not one take. There's like 20 videos that probably it's the beginning of them that is always the problem. The reactions are authentic. It's getting to the part in the video where the reaction comes that is the difficult part. Trying to cover all the plugs and do all of that in a timely fashion, because people just are like, alright, come on, hurry up, dude. Taking 20 years to get to the point. What are you gonna do? Have fun, be consistent, don't be in a rush. The best part, I think I didn't even finish my point. The best part about starting out is the fact that there's no pressure from millions of people to figure out what you want to do. You can change lanes if you feel like it. Maybe you want to do something else. Maybe you decide gameplay is not for you. Maybe you decide you want to do a podcast instead. Or maybe you don't want to do a podcast. Maybe you don't want to be on the microphone. Maybe you want to do like Craftman. Well, he isn't a microphone. But he's got a puppet. He's got a puppet on the camera. You don't even see that dude's face. You see his hands, and that's it. We don't need to see what Craftman looks like. You know what I mean? We got his voice, and he teaches us how to steady craft every day. And, well, not every day. Once a week whenever he puts his videos out. And that's what's important. So, use this as an advantage. People will tell you that, you're a goose because you only have X amount of subscribers. Look, best piece of advice I can give you is I would rather have 500 and something real, authentic subscribers, people who hit that button because they wanted to, instead of having thousands or even millions of subscribers that I've paid some guy halfway across the world to enter a bunch of buttons in a computer and make me seem like a bigger deal than I am. To tell you the truth, dude, all these famous people you see on the internet, chances are most of those people have bought those numbers. They're not real. It's all a made up thing by the industry as a whole, dude. So don't get yourself down about how many people you got. The important part is, even if it is only 5 people, at least 5 people give a shit about what you're doing, dude. That's a lot of people. Most people in their life don't even have 5 friends. Seriously. I know I don't. I don't have 5 friends, and I'm not saying that to be mean to myself. It's the truth, though. We devalued numbers in a day and age where everything is instant gratification and all of that. You see what I mean? We'll talk more about this next week. Hopefully, we'll hear from you if you even happen to see this. Who knows? But I would really like to expand on this and to take a moment to thank you for giving us a topic to talk about. Granted, now B hasn't agreed to doing it yet, but I'm sure he would be all for it because I've had other people in the comments say, I would love to do YouTube. I don't have the confidence to get on camera, or I think that my voice is not good. I sound like I'm drunk all the time, and I look like I'm even higher than I am drunk. I don't let that shit bother me. I know what I got going on in my life, and I know whether or not I'm sober or not. So it doesn't matter what other people think. What matters is that I come in here and I try to enjoy myself. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do shit wrong. You're not always gonna you're not always gonna do everything right the first time and be frustrated. That's part of the process. You gotta be able to find what works for you. It's not easy, and there are some days that you're gonna want to quit, dude. There are some days you're gonna go, I can't do it anymore. I feel like it's pointless. What's the point? That doubt is normal for you to have that, I think, or maybe that's just a depression thing. I don't know, but it happens. Look, man, some of the people. The last thing for real. I heard Joey Diaz mention last night the guitarist, I think the guitarist or the bassist from Black Sabbath. This dude, this dude made 3 bands in his life, and I only know 2 of them. But the point is, he made 3. Whitesnake, then he made Sabbath, and then he went and did something else with another band. You know what, dude? That guy practices 4 hours a day on his guitar or bass, whatever he plays. I don't know. 4 hours a day. And that man has made it famous. International celebrity in these bands. 3 times over. Practices 4 hours a day. It's a passion for what you do. And I know it seems stupid when we're talking about YouTube and maybe there's no real money in it. Not everything is about money, dude. If you have passion, eventually, hopefully, the money will come. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least you have something that you can look forward to every day that you can enjoy doing. That's what matters. And now that I've been in here for over an hour, even though this video is only 48 minutes as you watch it, the other 3 or 4 outtake ones that I did and then still wound up not really getting to the point anyway. I want to go back over to the store before it gets dark out since the sun's about to set and it's going to be freezing here in a minute. I'm going to upload this and then as soon as it's ready to go, I'll have it posted. So I appreciate the comment. Hopefully this helps. Maybe next week we'll talk about this a little bit. And if you want to expand a little bit more in the comment section about what your goals are and what it is you're trying to do, I might be able to offer you advice that is more tailored to what you're trying to do. I can promise you now I don't have all the answers. I mean, I'm sure you know that already. But I don't mind helping you along the way, dude. That's what's important. This thing is supposed to be a community where we support each other. That's the way that you do it. Not by stepping on other people's necks to get in their position. You help each other, dude. And I know that's not a very popular thing to do in this day and age, but I believe in it. And I'm going to do it. And I don't care if that doesn't net me millions overnight. It's the right thing to do. And that's why I do it.